My name is John Moore. I thought my whole life growing up that the world was against me. People were against me, and I just had some type of curse. That it wasn't I was doing anything wrong, it was everybody around me, and it was their fault, never mine. And my life truly didn't change, and my concept of what I thought about life in general didn't change until I accepted Jesus in my life. And I just want to tell you a little bit about my journey.
There is power in the name of Jesus to break every chain, break every chain, break every chain.
In high school, I just kind of started hanging out with the wrong crowd and started drinking then. And I think from day one, due to the alcoholism in my family, I was prone to fall into that category very quickly. My 11th grade year, my family put me in a treatment center in Atlanta, and it was a long-term treatment center. It was quite interesting. I was there for a long time, and I actually graduated the program and ended up staying there as a counselor for a year, maybe more. And through that period of my time, I knew God the best I could. I mean, I prayed every day. I didn't do much Bible reading, but I knew I had some sort of personal relationship with God. I relapsed probably around my age of 20 or 21, and it was really downhill from there. With you, while I was in Atlanta, I was drinking, and I ended up taking some GHB. If you're not familiar with what that is, it's kind of like a liquid ecstasy, and the two combined are very dangerous. And I stopped breathing, and they had to come and get me and of course take me to the hospital. And during that period, I had no brain activity whatsoever. I was on life support in a coma. The craziest part about that is that didn't scare me enough. The day I got out of the hospital, I went straight to a restaurant and had a beer. About a year after that, I moved to a new state, and again, I thought that, you know, by moving that would change the course of my life. And it slowed me down for a little while, but then I just started going strong again, getting in trouble again with more driving under the influence charges, and just had no respect for the law. People just didn't even know the concept of love. I can't describe how miserable I was over years, but I still never thought that the true problem was me.
There is power in the name of Jesus. There is power.
Well, while I was in Florida, the relationship with my friends that I was living with didn't work out. I was drinking too much, they were drinking too much, and they would basically get out of the house. And I started looking through the phone book and calling any type of shelters or drug and alcohol facilities in there. They wouldn't take me because for some reason I was honest with them. They were like, do you have any kind of legal problems whatsoever? And I was like, well, I have some unpaid traffic tickets in South Carolina that I never paid. Oh, well, we can't accept you if you have any kind of outstanding tickets. And they were like, well, here's some numbers to some other places, but they're not going to take you either. Well, one of them happened to be Jesus Is Ministries, and I told them about it, and they were like, we don't care, just come on, just get here. I had no idea where it was. I mean, I'd only been in Florida for 2 weeks. I didn't know really where to go, east, west, south, north, whatever. I didn't know where to go, so I just started walking. Finally, had probably gone as far as physically as I could. I just remember looking up and asking Jesus, you know, please help me. I was watching cars go by because I was hitchhiking, and all of a sudden I looked up and there was this truck on the side of the road that I didn't see go by, and it was this gentleman. He was backing up towards me, and I got in the car and I pulled out this piece of paper, and that I had written the name of Jesus Is Ministries. I didn't even write it down correctly, but it was like this guy knew. He said, I know exactly where that place is, and he took me there. And I think it was the second day I was there. It was a gentleman, Pastor EJ. just came over to me. And it was kind of ironic because it was his last day to be on the property. He wasn't supposed to come that day. He had been there for a revival. He brought me over and he was just staring in my eyes. I'll never forget it. And he was like, he just grabbed my hand and he started praying, and he was like, he knew everything about me by looking me in the eyes. And he said, "You're a horrible person. You've been a horrible person. You've been awful, selfish, self-centered." I mean, it was almost like he saw my life through my eyes. And started praying for me, and we said the sinner's prayer together, and I accepted Jesus, which I'd always in my life known and believed and loved Jesus, but those last few years I just didn't know what to feel. I couldn't feel anything. But when he prayed that with me that day, for the next 2 hours, the only way I can describe this is my whole body was tingling for hours. And that was the start of my journey truly with the Lord.